Hello. How are you guys? Shar, Anna, Rena, Trenda. I am sorry I'm late. I went school shopping and yeah. You know how that is. My little one was throwing like tons of clothes in the buggy that didn't even fit him, and yeah, it was kind of stressful. How are you guys today on this beautiful Saturday? Well, beautiful here. Hi, Lynn. I'll wait a second just to get started. Beautiful here. Hi, Lynn. Oh, sorry. I pulled open my phone so I could watch chat without like getting so close. Anyways, over the last couple months, okay, let me start here. When I started, hey, MJ's Life, when I started my journey into sobriety, I think that YouTube became my best friend. Like I was home all the time, and that was pretty much all I had. I didn't really do live chats at first. It was kind of just about videos. Oh, thank you, Lynn. But it was a special place for me, right? And it still is, but over the past few months, like, okay, then when I entered the true crime community, I saw so many people who were just, out there fighting for victims, fighting for what's right, like spending a lot of time and energy to help people. Hey, Penelope. But within the last couple months, I've gotten a different view, different vantage point on the whole community. And I do think that there are some things that are necessary that we talk about, because if we don't, then the behavior will continue as if it's okay and if it's normal. And I will say, hey, Brittany, I don't want to do any names in the chat. No, this is not about a particular person. It's about a community, some like creators, of course, and viewers. And yeah, so I think it's something that's really important we talk about. I'm going to put a link down so that I can, so some people can join if they want. I know Brittany said she might, Melissa might, and anybody else who wants to. I just would like for the chat to stay respectful. Now, I am sorry, but I have a serious problem with the body shaming that's happening in this community, a serious problem with the bullying that's happening. And even if I don't like you, if I see you, or say, let's me and you have an issue, right? And this actually has happened. There's been someone I've had an issue with who was body shamed, and that broke my heart. That was not okay. Same way if anybody is, right? So it's not about a particular person. It's more about the community in general, and putting our foot down to say, we don't stand for this. It's not okay. I know it can be easy to, and I've talked to people who have sent me apologies and stuff, who said, it's so easy to get wrapped up in it. I should have never let it go to that extent where I had those kind of feelings and anger towards someone I don't know in a situation I don't know. So I think it's important we have this conversation. We're in the true crime community. What does someone's weight have to do with anything? Someone's looks in general, you know what I mean? And when you start throwing those insults, like if someone's like, say you have problems with somebody and you start throwing insults at their physical appearance, well, you lost already because you look like a superficial jerk. I know what you mean, MJ, but I mean getting like, well, you're right. And I'm specifically talking, it's okay to get involved and be supportive and all of that, but specifically when you get involved and you start sending, hey, you guys, I love you, Coat of Many Colors. You are so wonderful. Okay. Have you ever had a death threat? Have you ever had someone tell you that you should lose your kids? Have you ever had someone hunt you down on all of your social media to tell you how ugly you are, how stupid you are, how your videos are awful, how your voice sounds stupid? Like, have you ever had, like, that is hard to go through. And we should not be doing this to each other. I've literally, oh, I got to drop it. I'm sorry, Brittany. I have literally no joke, gotten comments on some of my videos with other people talking about how the people that and their loved ones who passed away deserve to die and they're happy they did. I mean, it's some real sick stuff going on. I think it's important we talk about it. And I'll say this, making fun of people because they are cross-eyed, like, that got me so upset. It's part of the reason that I did this video, because my son was born premature and he was not developed like he should have been, and he had a lazy eye bad. And now it's getting better, but we didn't know if he'd have to wear glasses, a patch, whatever. Yes, daily for 7 weeks. That is ridiculous. Getting threats and stuff daily for 7 weeks. Thank you, Bryn. Hello, Bryn. Drive safe. Do you know how that feels? Okay, I'm sitting there watching a YouTube video, and people on there start talking about people being cross-eyed and stuff. My son is right beside me. So now we have grown adults who could, like, say he heard it, which he didn't, but just pretend he could have been, right? Grown adults making children feel bad about who they are. I have friends in this chat right now whose kids have lazy eyes, and that broke their hearts. You guys, we cannot treat each other like that. I mean, okay, I tell my kids, perfect example, this just happened at the store, and it's happened before. Bentley and I are walking down the store, walking down the aisle, going school shopping, and someone walks past us, and she's like really small. She's not a little person, but she's probably like 4'11". And Bentley's like, "Mom, why is she so short? She's so little." And I'm like, oh my God, yanking me behind the aisle. You do not point out stuff about people's appearance, okay? Use your brain and get a better argument. If you are that angry or they're that bad, certainly you can come up with something better than that, right? I mean, that is just so upsetting. When all that stuff happened, I cried. I had a friend that I talked to who kind of was, I don't know how to say it, who played into some of that, who apologized to me, and I cried about it to them because that was hurtful. And I don't have a lazy eye. Wolfie, no fear, the wolf is here. But imagine if you did. I mean, I'm certain that some of you guys do, your families do. I've just seen it in the chat. Coat of Many Colors twin did. Barbara Eddie's daughter had the worst lazy eye. See, why are we making the people that watch us feel bad about who we are? That just went all through me. I have a guest. What happened? Well, she went away. Come back, Brittany. Allegedly was here, but anyways, I am anyone who has something to say about this. I would love for you to join. I'll drop the link again. This is a conversation that needs to be had because, and I've thought about this and I was talking about it with my friends, and I kind of said it at the beginning. If we don't put our foot down and like make people snap to it and realize what they're doing might be just a little too cruel, then it's going to continue to get worse. And I mean, I can't handle any worse. I really can't. And I'm not even one of the people who's been attacked nonstop. I mean, trust me, I have been. Okay. But not like some other people, like my friend Melissa, who has been constantly by people she doesn't have. Most of the time, the comments and stuff are people who don't know her and she doesn't know, who are attacking her parenting, her looks, her brain, her motives, how she got her channel, saying that she used her body. I mean, you guys, it has to stop. She don't deserve that. She sent some nude pictures and had an argument with a friend, like had some trouble with a one-on-one relationship with a friend. We should not be attacking her, like not we. Oh, thank you, YouTube Psych Miss. We should not be. No one should be. I'm not, and I would never. Even my worst enemy, I would never. But you guys have to stop, because truly, people have committed suicide over less. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Allie. Thank you for having me here today.
Oh, thank you for coming. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. I just want to give a warning. You might hear kids in my background, or I
That's
might have to mute a few times because they're crazy right now. But
no,
other than
that's
that, I'm
okay.
good.
Go ahead.
How are
Sorry.
you?
I'm okay. I'm a little nervous, like just even talking about this because of the attacks that I took, you know. But I still want to do it. I think it's important, and yeah, that's about it. I'm happy that you got up here with me, and also if we hear kids, that's a good thing.
Well, thank you. No, I actually really commend you for doing this because it is important, and this is things that we need to discuss. Um, just so people, even myself, I can take a look in the mirror and reevaluate, am I making other people feel this way? Um, it's not the things that I have seen, my own kids wouldn't do, you know, and these are adults. We all need to learn how to treat people the way that we want to be treated, as simple as that. Um, and I mean, how would you feel if you push somebody to hurt themselves? Like,
Well,
that's my biggest fear.
I think you made an excellent point too. Like all of us can do better. I can do better. We all can. And that's exactly what will happen. And Brittany, that was what I was thinking would like for weeks I've been wondering, when are people going to realize like how cruel they are, how hurtful they are, how uncalled for this shit is? And I swear I thought probably only when somebody ends up actually committing suicide. Because even people mock people's mental health. I mean, it's the most cold-hearted stuff I've ever seen.
I have a
Thank you,
major
Butterfly.
issue. I have a really, really
Okay.
major issue with mocking someone's mental health or their physical appearance because one, people can't control that. That's something that's completely out of their hands. They didn't ask for it. But also, you mentioned your son. Well, my 7-year-old is autistic and he's different, but he is the biggest blessing in my life. And I don't know what I would do if I seen someone say the things to him that I see are said to other people. So I'm
Mhm.
100% against that. I, I thought that everyone was taught that that's a line you don't cross, right? I mean, you don't talk about people like especially with disabilities or physical uh, ailments. Like, I'm with you, the cross-eyed thing. Like, can you not come up with something better than that? I mean, come on.
Oh, that just made me so mad. And I think it's even upsetting when we see people who we know, there went Brittany. People we know are better than that. So since you got kicked off for a second, let me go through these. First, Bryn, when I was in high school, I weighed 280 pounds. Some of the things people said to me then still hurt me today. It's been 30 years. Oh my gosh, Bryn, I am so sorry. Then I think I missed one here. Lynn, I'm not even a creator, and a random person on Twitter, told me to kill myself because I had a chronic illness. They even added, oh my God, Lynn, that is awful. Even added a photo of how, and then there was one more, I thought maybe. No, okay. I mean,
Yeah, see,
Brittany,
this has major scars on people. I mean, I remember things that happened to me when I was in elementary school that still bother me today when I think about it. It really does have a lasting impression.
now that you guys say that, I remember there's some things that bothered me as well. In high school, a boy that I was like dating once, we broke up, and I was thick then. Like I still am curvy, but I was a cheerleader. I was constantly working out, and I was thick. I was not overweight at all, but I wasn't small. And they threw like a bunch of candy and food at me, him and his friends, and were like, "Here, eat this. You've ate everything else in here." And Like, I've thought about that many times over the years. So think about what is being said. I mean, the things that I've seen, the things that have been said to me are bad. The things I've seen said to like Melissa and other people are 10 times worse. Now, what kind of effect is that going to have on them in 5, 10 years? You know, it's not okay. And that's why I think I'm glad we're talking about it.
I'm really sorry that happened to you, Allie.
Oh,
That I don't think people realize unless you're a woman. I noticed with my husband or a group of guys, they seem to be able, like the thing with most men I know, they talk crap to each other. And guys have a way from an outward perspective anyway. It seems like they can handle insults, but with a woman, when you go for her body, it could be the most strongest person ever. There's just something that it affects us in a way that I can't even describe. Even the most pretty, what appears to be perfect woman, if you tell her that, she's fat or she's ugly, that's gonna break her heart, and she's gonna really start thinking that that's true about herself. Allie, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's my phone or.
it was me. I was muted because the kids they got in trouble and they were crying and stuff. I could hear them. But Shar posted a link about cyberbullying, and it's right above her comment that says that. And I wanted to make sure to say thank you to her for doing that. And let me check see what anybody has to say to us. And if anybody else wants to get on here and talk about it, definitely come up. I'll throw the link again. And anybody's welcome. Yeah, like any of you guys that want to come up. But anyways, if you have seen the YouTuber, her name is Eugenia Cooney, and she's anorexic and she's extremely small, like dangerously small. And she constantly gets comments about it. And I always think that, she's going to get pushed over the edge one day, and she has a huge platform, millions. But I mean, okay, what calling a woman overweight can lead to that, you know what I mean, to what she's going through. And YouTube, Shar says, I wish YouTube would take it seriously. They don't. That's the problem. Yeah, it is impossible to get someone at YouTube to even look your way and pay attention to what's going on.
Allie, it's so crazy that you bring that up, because literally just this morning, I watched a brief clip of that girl's channel, the Eugenia girl. I've never seen anything beyond pictures of her. And I go into the comments, and there was not one positive comment to her. And it wasn't even so much that people seemed like they were concerned about her health, but they were saying things that I'm not even going to repeat back, because it's just that it's enough to push somebody over the edge. And then you could take a person like that. She's already vulnerable. It's obvious that she's dealing with some issues, and you're going to make her do the inevitable.
Yeah, and that's awful. And then what are they all gonna, like, I don't know. I just think we have to stop it before it goes to that point. I mean, it's no secret. I don't want to use names, but it's no secret what Melissa's been through. And I can tell you, and Brittany can tell you, she never once pretended she was struggling because of this. She was struggling because when you're getting hate comments on all of your social media all day long, telling you how awful you are in every way, it can get to you, and it does get to you. And I'm sorry, you know what? Some people, if you put yourself out there to, some people, no one deserves it, but sometimes I could see why people are getting a lot of backlash. But in her case, I just don't understand. I mean, she has an argument with a personal friend, which is private anyways. I mean, none of us know what happened in any of that. And then sent some pictures to someone, and it's been blown out the water. You to think she done killed somebody too, Matter of fact, we treat killers better than that. Look at Chris Watts, at the way people treat him and the way people go after, you know what I mean? And yeah.
I just want to add to what you just said. And, people, if you think about it, Melissa never made a video or publicly told anybody how she was doing at all. The only way it was ever found out was from her private messages. So you can't say the girl was going around trying to get attention, because she never made a public outcry to anyone. This was her own private emotions. But
that's a great point that she didn't expect we're going to get out. But let me show you. She just sent me a one of the comments that she's gotten, and I want you guys to see this, okay? This is disgusting and it's sick. You live in Long Island. I have your address. Let's see what happens to you. Really? Really, Justine Lombardi? Like, what a freaking jerk. How could you even say that to somebody? She has a kid at that address. Shame on you. Shame on you. You shouldn't even be on YouTube, but you owe her an apology. God,
and for what, Allie? For what? Why do you want to hurt her? What did she do to you?
Yeah, nothing, because you don't personally know her. You know what I mean? Oh, see, I could cry over it. It's stupid. Because when you go through this stuff, man, it's just not right. It ain't right at all. It truly isn't. And I'm so sick of seeing it. I am so sick of it. And I'm going to, use my voice about it. I never wanted to get on here and discuss my personal private business. But when it comes to getting on here to stand up for something that I believe in my heart is the right thing to do, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And I just want to make something clear, because, everything we do or say is nitpicked. No one asked me to be here today. Allie decided to do this video, and I thought that it was an amazing topic to cover. And I'm here on my own free will. So I just want that to be known. I was not asked to bring up anything or to talk about anything. These are my own personal feelings.
That is why I wanted to say that anybody can come up here. If you're going through something like this, if you're, if you have an opinion on it, if you want to talk about it, we need to talk about it as a community. Oh, thank you, Bella. I don't know. It's just too much. It's gone too far. And I'm so glad that Melissa has you and several other friends and a strong foundation, because I think most of us will not stop until people see that this isn't right. I wanted to do a video a while back about actual people. I found a 13-year-old girl who had sent nudes to someone, and those were shared around her school, and she committed suicide because of the taunting and bullying and the way people treated her over that. It's serious.
I really look forward to you covering that case. I've briefly looked through it, but from what I have seen, it's heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking.
And I bet you if we looked, there's probably lots more, just like that.
Oh, I was just having a conversation with my husband the other day about social media, and we all have kids, most of us. We didn't have to go through life with social media so much during our teenage years. At least I think the most closest thing to what we have today was the instant messenger. That was it. But now, if you're bullied at school, at least when we were in school, we could go home and get a break from it. But kids today, it follows them home because of the social media aspect. So you got to think, a bunch of vulnerable teenagers, you're bullied at school, and then when you go home and you log onto your Facebook, you're hit 10 times harder.
That is scary. Oh my God, I'd never thought about that, but that's a great point, and it's terrifying. Because like you said, at least before you get a little break at home to kind of escape. But where's the escape when it's all over? In your phone or your computer. Tiffany said Amanda Todd. She's a documentary on that. I think it's there went Brittany. YouTube is what anarchy would be like. Some of these women sell their dangerous stuff on the internet, right, folks? Oh, here she is again. And you know what, Brittany? These are not teenagers. These are grown ass women and men, mostly women. Uh-oh, there she went. But yeah, I mean, you guys, we can do better. And if you are at a point in your life where what makes you feel good is being mean to other people online who may be vulnerable, being mean to people over physical disabilities, making fun of them, then I think you need to work on you a little bit. Because that is not normal. For me personally, I want to like do good because it makes me feel good, you know. And when you're doing bad like that, you must be like a super miserable person. I cannot imagine.
Yeah, yeah, I've said that myself. I'm sorry. I mute myself and I throw myself off. Melissa can tell you all about it. So
I've
it's
seen
just
you do
par for
it
the
on there.
course with me. But yeah, these are people that are our parents' age. And I'm sorry, but that's an important point to make because you know
And it is not
yourself.
ageism. That's not ageism. I'll tell you why. You finish and I'll tell you why.
Well, the older you get, the wiser you become. You're not the same person you were 15 years ago. So if
Exactly.
we at 30 know that this is not right, who are you at 45 and 50 to think that this is still okay?
Well, here's the thing. You're exactly right. And that's what I was going to say. Like, okay, your brain is what, fully developed at 25? We're 30. I'm 31. You and Melissa, same age. And, you know, most of, no, I won't even say that. People of all ages, but some of them are daggone 45, 50, 60, 70. It's a clear ageism. Well, it's not okay. It's called You Should Be Wise Enough to Know Better. Every single year I'm alive, I know more, and um I'm just more wise. Everything you go through in life, all the hard times, that's your character building and your wisdom growing. Hi, Baked Cake. You there, Brittany? Hey, Meg.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad you covered this topic because maybe it will make people, I think for the most part, the people in your chat they align with us on how we feel about this, but maybe the right person will see this and really start thinking about how their actions affect other people.
I hope so. I'm hoping that. And look, I'm not saying that like the parody stuff. I think that that could be it could be really funny. You know, there's aspects of that which I appreciate completely and I think are really funny. I think that, you know, I won't get into that too much, but I'm not saying that is completely, it's just when you start the cross eyes or like when when it's people that you have serious issues with. I just think that, you know, I don't
Well,
know.
I live for comedy. And Saturday Night Live is my childhood. I've watched it my whole life. I love parody. But when you're talking about physical appearances or a really traumatic point in someone's life, that's a line that shouldn't be crossed. And at that point, it's not funny anymore. That's not parody.
Yeah.
It's not. And it's not funny at all.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I think, yeah, I agree. Um,
I noticed this the other night too, and I just want to throw it out here. There's people that were literally talking about a girl's face and how nasty it looked. Like they were mocking her for her makeup and stuff. And why would you do that when the girl's never done anything to you? It's
well,
like me and
I
Melissa.
had to
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
go. No, you finish.
No, I was gonna say the mob mentality that me and Melissa talk about. People get so caught up in that. Um, it's like you and Melissa have an issue, but I hate you because Melissa hates you. That's not fair. You've never done anything to me.
Now, I don't know what you're referring to about the girl with makeup who hadn't done anything, but no, that's not okay and it's not funny. And just to be clear, I'm not sure because so much happens if I miss that or if it's part of something. Well, whoever it is, um, No, you don't do that. It's not funny. If she's not good at makeup, then maybe she doesn't know how to put it on. How do you know? Maybe she didn't have a mom in her life. Maybe she didn't, you know what I mean? You don't, there's looks, there's so much more you can go after besides looks.
Yeah, I don't want to throw a name out there, but I'll just tell you that she's gorgeous and I wish I could do makeup like her. But the things they were saying about this girl, it was disgusting. It made me sick to my stomach. And it's not okay to do that. Like I said, if you have an issue with somebody, critique the things that they have done to you. You don't have to go below the belt and talk about their weight or their physical appearance, in any way.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Contact the person privately, let them know what they've done to you, and air out your grievances to that person in a private matter and squash the issue.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I don't know. I know that baked cake, she says, I think I know what this is about. I don't know a lot of what's going on. I haven't seen anything negative about you. It's not really, this is not really about me. I've just kind of wanted to talk about, I have seen over the past few months so many people, and some that I love and care about very much, be talked down to, even people who I've had problems with, who have been body shamed. And I think that we need to talk about it. We should not be treating each other like this. It is not funny. Humiliation is not funny. Making someone feel bad about who they are. If you want to put somebody down, put them down about something that they can change, about something they've done, about their actions. You don't put them down about stuff they can't even change. I mean, can you imagine? And if you're putting me down over and over, and then I go home and just what, sit there and feel awful about myself, is that what you want? Like the other person to do, to just feel worthless and awful about themselves? What's the point? Or do people do it to get attention and laughs and to be cool? I'm not sure, but just be kind
Yes.
of. Oh, go ahead.
You can be legally held accountable for that too if someone actually goes over the edge and you had a part in pushing that person. It can come back to you and you could be prosecuted. So if you don't care about the other person, at least think about yourself there for a minute. Do you really want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Meg says, just be kind is really simple. When are you going to do a live about Summer Rally? I don't know. I think I'll wait a couple days and maybe I can get a few people to come, like, have a discussion about it, or depending on what happens. Kind of just, I'm hoping that something happens, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Get Brittany back on here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Look,
And
if
Jessica, that photo of Melissa was like 7 years ago, right after she had a baby. And I thought she looked beautiful in it as well. But, some people were not being so nice about it.
I don't know. I hope this is okay to say, but my own husband told me last night she was gorgeous in that photo. So that's coming from a guy that doesn't even know Melissa. And I think she was too. I mean, whatever you tried to accomplish with that, it doesn't work at all.
She's drop dead gorgeous in that photo. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth.
And she just had a baby too. So are we going to really go after moms who just have given birth to a child? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I looked like that after I had a baby. I'm just saying.
Meg, thank you so much for supporting and everything, and I hope you have a great day too. Yeah, I mean, and I want to be fair, like I've said like a million times, and I want to keep saying it. If anybody wants to, like, has something that they want to talk about as far as the community goes, I don't see why we can't just become better people together and do what we came here to do, which is, oh, by the way, hold on, there was a message. Trenda asked me if I would read something. Remember? Let me see.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love Trenda so much. She's such a good person. Yeah, just like how there's a push for the drama and, the chaos, we could do the opposite of that and push for support and love and positivity. I love what you're doing, Allie. I think it's probably one of the best agendas I've seen so far from a true crime creator.
Oh, thank you, Brittany. You're too sweet. You really are. Janet says, I don't know who you are talking about. I'm not talking about actually any creator in like particular or any viewers in particular, but basically just if you are doing these things, then you know who you are, and you maybe could just talk, like take a look at your own heart and, you know, decide if that is truly the kind of person that you want to be, and maybe we can push the viewers into a more positive place where we want to get on here and help people and focus on these kids. Like I know when all that drama was happening and I was like right in the middle of it, I couldn't worry about, I wasn't doing anything for my cases, like at all. Wasn't making TikToks. I'm usually making videos by request for family members over there or doing, just different things that could make a difference that I wasn't doing. And I'm sick of that. I want us to do something positive. I want us to make a difference. I think that the YouTube crime community is capable of changing the world literally. And that's because we could solve cases. There's so many different ways. You know what I mean? And I think that we need to do that. Let's see.
Yeah, we're supposed to be here to help families who have lost their loved ones or they have a missing child or something. It was never supposed to go this direction. Sorry, I just choked on water while you were talking.
That's okay.
So, it was never supposed to go in this direction. I don't know how we've gotten here, but we've got to get out of this because there's people leaving that I've seen here for years that say that they're done because there's just so much. It's toxic. It's just toxic. That's all, and people are leaving, and it's really sad.
It is sad. KNS, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jessica Lynn says, I wonder if subscribers had to use their legal names if they'd be more cautious of their words. Oh, absolutely. I think so. Because I think that's part of why it gets so ugly. And I've said that before. It's that anonymity of you don't know who I am. I'm just an icon with a random name, Gretchen Wieners or whatever, and so I can say whatever I want and it doesn't matter. But here's the thing. For one, if you're that set on talking crap to people and it makes you feel good or whatever to do it, you need help. No one else, they are not the problem. You need help. But for two, it's just, I don't know. It's just gone too far. A little bit, I would have never said anything. But then, when the cross-eyed stuff happened and then all the body shaming on all around with everybody, it's not okay with any of them. You know what I mean? That just pushed me to a point. Well, when that started, I was in that chat. I was like, I've got to talk about this, like, because it bothered me to my core. I cried tears over it. And I'm not cross-eyed, lazy-eyed, anything, but because someone I love is, and he didn't even know anything about it, all I could think was, what if he heard this and then he thought low of himself? And then what? Because of a bunch of middle-aged people who sit around on the internet are talking junk about it, then you know what I mean? It's not okay. It's too far. It's gone too far.
The toxicity in the chats blow my mind. Like you mentioned, these subs and they're being anonymous. I would argue that the chat is probably where I've seen the worst insults from people.
Yep.
And
you're right.
I bet you $100 that these people do not act this way in their real life. It's of that freedom.
Way. Yeah. Totally, completely agree with you. And Nikki says there are many people in the community that do this. It's not about any one person. Absolutely. I'm proud of you, Allie, and stand behind you. I've been telling many people for months that we all need to do better. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, it's like I told you, Allie, I really do believe you're made for this with the addiction series and even advocacy because
Thank
you're one
you.
of those people that are pure. You know, I've never seen Allie insult one person like that. I can't think of anybody that she's insulted, even with the things that she's been through. Um, and that's amazing. That's, because I can't say that about myself. I lose my temper all the time and say things that I shouldn't say, but um, you definitely, you make me want to try to be better. And
Oh,
I think that you should really take this path because I think you're made for this. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on your panel. I've told you this in private. It can really help a lot of people.
thank you, Brittany. And I swear that's like the absolute best thing anybody could say to me. You know what I mean? That was just so nice. Oh, okay. I'm such a baby, y'all. I'm as sensitive as they come. I really, really am, and I'm sorry. Okay. Um, hey Tia. Um, maybe they should look in the mirror and tell themselves these same hateful words and see how they feel when done. Is it? Oh, that's a great idea. Um, I heard a creator we know make a nasty comment about someone's acne scars. Oh my God.
Yes. Yep.
That is awful.
Yep.
Oh, Bryn, thank you so much. You make fantastic content.
Yes, he
Fantastic.
does.
Hmm.
Bryn
Oh
is
man.
like, Bryn is so talented on so many different levels. It's really amazing. He's one of those people that are good at everything they do.
Yeah, I could tell. He seems very artistically talented in many ways. And I'm excited for your magic show. I can't wait to see it. It'll
Yeah,
be
that's
really
going to be
beautiful.
fun. So you said Trenda wrote
Oh,
something?
yes. Thank you for reminding me. I'm sorry. I get sidetracked. Let me get through the thing. Yeah, who is your guest, please? Hold on and I'll move the thing so you can see. She's just a friend of mine who needs to start a channel but doesn't have one, but isn't part of the community in many ways. Oh, stop. You're making me laugh. You're funny. No need to apologize for being emotional. Same here. And also, she's one of my great friends who is one of the kindest women you will ever meet in your life. Literally, if you know Brittany, then you know that she has a heart of gold, and that's just the truth. I've seen you build up so many different women and try to just make that like you are the opposite of the kind of woman who puts other women down to make them feel bad. You're the kind that like constantly builds them up, which is special.
Thank you. Well, there's so many times that I see people say things about love bombing, and there is a lot of fake emotions or whatever you want to call it, but I don't like that because when you sit there and you say, "Oh, she's just love bombing," that makes people not want to even say, "Hey, you're pretty today," or "Hey, I love you. I hope you're having a good day." Those little things will help someone that's having a bad day, just smiling at them. And when people started saying, "Oh, you're stupid for love bombing," or just like knocking it so hard, I literally seen people afraid to tell another person how they cared about them. Like I don't like that because we need
I have
that.
seen that everywhere.
Yes.
It's like the new, you know how for a while it's like there's different things like that go around. Like, narcissism calling people narcissist was overused. Just different things like that. It catches the internet like catches a hold of it, and then they say it about things that's not even true, and yeah, it overdoes it to where when you come to the point where the word is actually fitting, it's just so overused, it's lost its meaning in a way.
It really
And
has.
then like you said, if it makes people scared, like not want to be nice and be kind, that's even worse.
And not everyone's fake. if I don't think or feel a certain way, I'm not going to say it to you. I mean, as simple as that. So you can't look at everybody as if they're being two-faced or just trying to suck up to you. You know, sometimes people just genuinely care.
Yeah. Absolutely. I genuinely care, and that's just the truth about it. You can call me fake all you want. You can say all the things that have been said about me. I don't think there's much else that could be said, but I will say every bad thing about myself, I've put out there on myself. Even about like getting in trouble shoplifting when I was having trouble with my addiction, about my addiction, just all of it. So what else could they, do?
Well, you
Besides,
have to do that.
Besides, I have gotten a few comments about my kids, which is just, I wish that I had them here. And I've thought about doing a video reacting to hate comments, which I probably won't do now after this. But yeah, they're pretty bad. They are bad. Jessica Lynn, also, as someone who is in many chats, I do want to say I don't participate in the hate slinging. I'm a quote flip flopper, unquote, as they call it, but I'm not here to shame or hurt or cross to real life. I don't care where anybody goes. Let's just be kind wherever we go, you know?
Yeah. The problem lies not that you go to so many different creators, because I love so many different channels. And if one creator has drama with another, I don't care about that. I want to go to see what case you're covering and get your perspective on it. My issue, and I see this a lot because I watch for it, are people who come to your channel and say, "Oh, you're the greatest," and if you're talking about a person in a bad way, that person joins in, and then when the person that they were negatively talking about in your chat goes over to the other person's channel and they talk about you negatively, and it's like these people don't realize we can see you. Why are you doing this? That's the issue I have. It's not even flip-flopping from channel to channel. It's when you go and you bash others and then come and support them in the same day.
Yeah, in the same exact day. I will say though, Jessica, you were very, like, you apologized, and I appreciate that. And yeah, for anything that happened.
Now,
Now,
I
I don't.
commend Jessica for that too, because that was a big deal, and it took that was brave for you to do. That was something a lot of people won't do, and I commend you for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Gypsy, hello. And then let's see, I'm a little bit behind you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. I keep forgetting I've got to read her thing. Hold on. Let me get through this chat, and then I swear I'm going to read it. I'm called a flip flopper, called out in chats, etc. If a creator wants to block me for going where I go, then block me. I think as long as we can be nice to each other, honest and upfront, then there should be no problems. We should be able to go in all chats. I just think that this video was so important to me because I felt like it's getting worse. And the longer we don't have a conversation, just a conversation, not about anyone in particular, no drama, just a conversation about how we treat each other on the internet, then who knows where we go. It's going to become a place that's not fun anymore. That's not as special. YouTube is a special place, you guys. We all know that if we're here. I mean, it really is. There's nothing like it. You get entertainment with a sense of community, with communication with, the creators and the people. I don't know. I cannot just let it like go to hell in a handbasket because it's important to me. Hi, Kristen. Okay. Now that's stupid and ignorant. I have one creator I strongly dislike and think they need to be off the platform, and you won't see me there ever. Melissa Jade, yes, we do. And Michelle, thank you so much. I love you to pieces, and I am so sorry for everything you've been through, but I'm always here for you. Okay, I'm through the comments.
For you too, Michelle. I just want to say I'm praying for you every day, and thank you for all of your love and support. Now I will stop so Allie can read your thing.
It's okay. Okay. I just have to go back and get it. I just did, but okay, here it is. We are which also she started a channel. And and I will link that. Or Mel, can you link that, Melissa? But anyways, okay. We are committed that instead of fighting each other, we should be willing to come together. We all should have one goal, and that is to help give voices to those who no longer have one, to bring awareness to cases in hopes of finding answers, or helping bring closure to families, or even just discussing discrepancies found within cases, not lose sight and fight each other. And I agree completely. It is so important. That is what we're here for, and that is what we need to keep doing. But when we're fighting each other, we do lose sight of it. Like I just said, whenever I was going through that, I didn't get anything done. And I'm so far behind with TikTok. And I mean, I'm so disappointed in myself that I let that much time go without doing it. But all I could get done was listening to everything being said about me and watching it all and crying and talking to Melissa and crying and then watching more chats. And, there's no way. It's extremely hard to function under that kind of pressure. It just is. Lyric. Hello, Lyric. And then, oh, Shar, I was wanting to read that. I'm sorry, the chat went. Oh, I gotta go back to it. Okay, yes, Allie, acne scars another trigger for me because I live with it daily. I've been swimming once with my 4-year-old because, oh, see? And then you hear people talking about it, and I'm sure that doesn't make you feel great, does it? That's awful to someone who doesn't deserve it. The comments about a stranger's acne scars that whoever said it doesn't even know could have made Shar, an innocent, sweet, kind, loving person, feel bad about herself. Like, that's what I'm saying. We have to realize the scope of this and, the consequences.
Yeah, the acne scars situation was pretty rough. They accused her of using spackle on her face for makeup. Told her that her profile picture was not her. Just some. I've even seen a lady that clearly had mental disabilities being bashed. The comments, they were mocking her, and that was my red flag, like that this has gone too far. When you're mocking someone who clearly has mental disabilities, to me, that's the lowest a person can go. Just, that's my opinion. At that point, your moral boundaries no longer exist. I mean,
that is the lowest you can go. And what a miserable, sick person you must be for that to be what you're doing with your spare time, sitting there chatting, mocking someone with mental health issues. And I will say this, now this is not a creator, but I did see when Jennifer Green went on a panel, which I haven't seen her for a while, and I hope she's okay. She suffers from depression. She's been open about that on my channel with the psychic that was on here and stuff. And the whole chat started, she talks slow. Like I said, she suffers from depression, and she was scared, I'm sure, on that panel, and she was kind of talking slow in that moment. And the whole chat filled up with turtles and just mocking her. And I mean, when I saw that, you guys know that could have severe consequences on her and her life and her mental health. It is not okay. You do not do that. I'm sorry. Well, I haven't seen her for a couple of days, but regardless, she didn't deserve that. That broke my heart. It really, really did. And I don't care what she said. I don't even know, or whatever. But can we not have, even if we're angry with someone or we have an issue, can we not work it out like adults with intelligence,
Well, what makes it so much worse with that whole situation is she never raised her voice. She never said anything that could be considered derogatory in any way. That broke my heart too. I actually cried watching that happen to her, because no one ever deserves to be treated that way. And then that's public shaming. you're shaming someone in front of the world. And I don't even know how I would handle that. I really don't.
That's awful. Thank you, Linnell. Thank you so much. And Bren, thank you as well. I was going to say that and I saw the super chat. I just don't understand how anyone could be so mean and hateful to someone else for no reason. Social media is a scary place. That's why I don't comment often more than a hello. I totally agree with you. And it's scary and it scares me for the kids, you know, our kids because I can tell you, as a 30-year-old woman who's been through hell and back and lived a crazy life with lots of loss and heartache and trauma and healing as well, and lots of beautiful moments. What I went through, which, like I've said, was only a percentage of what some of these people have gone through, and it was rough. I mean, it was so rough. My mom was up visiting for like the first week when it started, and she had my 12-year-old and my 4-year-old outside playing in the yard and doing stuff and doing like fires and everything. Hi, crazy mama. And they kept asking me, like, get off your phone, please get off your phone. We want to spend time together. And it was so hard to just put my phone down because I thought, oh my God, what's going to be said about me next? What am I going to miss? And I will say, as one of the people who've been on the other side of some of these rumors and stuff, usually they're not true. Like about 95% of the things that were being said about me were just flat out not true. And I think that we need to think about that and take it from me if you've never been there. Next time when you see a situation of something similar, just realize that what you're hearing is most likely probably not the truth, probably exaggerated. I mean, some of it I'm sure is, but I know for sure a lot of it isn't.
And you should never go after someone for their parenting skills because you're not there to see what they're doing. You're not there to see how they take care of their kids every day. And to bash someone about how they parent their child, I mean, come on. That's a problem. Obviously, I mean, that you're running out of stuff to say about somebody when you have to go after them for their kids.
Yeah, for sure. And it should be off limits. I'm sorry, but kids should be off limits. You shouldn't discuss people's kids, whether
No.
they have them and they're great parents, or whether even if it's somebody who's lost their kids. My best friend that passed away a couple of years ago, she lost her kids. Part of the reason I think she passed because she had a horrible addiction problem. She couldn't get clean, and then once the kids were gone, I mean it was like times 100. She was literally taking 30 Xanax bars daily, almost every day for months, and staying so out of it, and she quit taking the nerve medicine and died from withdrawal. Well, she had lost her kids, but she wouldn't deserve to be ridiculed either. She was a good person with a good heart who had a problem. And nobody, like, unless you're there and you see it, you really don't know. And you have no business at all talking about anybody's kids, regardless as if they are great parents, awful parents, if they're, whatever. You have no business. Unless you're talking about a case or something, that's different. But when you're talking about your community members, come on. Lyric,
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining.
There's trigger points for people. And talking about pushing someone over the edge, you going after someone's kids or their parenting, or if they've lost their kids, that may be their trigger that sends them over the edge and makes whatever happen. But I cannot with that. There's so many times I've seen people going after other children, even CPS being involved. What is wrong with you that you would call CPS on a person that you don't even know?
Yeah.
And you're hurting the kids worse than you are the parents at that point, because you're taking them from everything that they know.
Absolutely. You're trying to hurt the kids because that's who it's going to hurt worse than anyone. And if you're not there, people are supposed to call CPS when they have a genuine concern for a child's safety that they have seen and been around. And even then, I think it's better to I don't know. I'm against that at all. But I think that if you were going to, at least make it for like a decent reason that's actually going to help somebody, not just to get back at your the person you're fighting with. That is some of the most disgusting shit I have ever seen in my life, and I can't stand that. Tia, that is part of the reason I wanted to do this, because I am I just think that we have to talk about it and put our foot down before it spirals out of control. And this community is so toxic, and it's normal to bash people because of their appearance and stuff. If you, that's just ridiculous. And then Nikki says, this is so important because I believe some people get caught up and don't even realize what they are doing. I've seen people I would never expect to be participating. I know, me too. My heart has been literally broken in two. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I cried when some recent stuff was happening and being said that wasn't even about me, because the person saying it was just, it just, I agree. Yeah. Can't imagine what creators have gone through with this public bullying, but I know what it does to subscribers as well. It's truly sad. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Allie, one good thing that has come from all of this is had none of this happened, I would have never gotten as close to Melissa as I have and all of the mods. And I probably would have never even talked to you personally. Maybe I would have, but who knows? Now we have a group of people who I have talked to about things that I don't even talk to about things in my real life. Um, so even though you're doing all these evil things, just know that you're creating a lot of positivity without even realizing it, because if there's anything I'm grateful for, it's the people that have come into my life since all of this has happened.
I agree. Melissa and I now, Tennessee Vols girl, it's Brittany, the same one. I think that has been on here. I just have the comments up so you can't see the names. I lost my whole train of thought. Give me a second because I was listening to you. What was it?
Melissa?
Oh yeah, okay. How you said it brings you closer, like it brings positivity. We were friends before. Now we were good friends. We talked privately. She was a wrench on my channel when she started her channel. She gave me a wrench, and I tried to share it and just like be we were good friends, but we were not too personal. Now, on the panel, I'm aware she said my best friend, but what she meant was like my best friend on YouTube. You know what I mean? But because of this, now we are best friends, like for real. Because you know what? We have, even in times that we've disagreed, we've done it privately with love and tried to be there for each other and not allow people to get in the middle of it, regardless of who it is or what it's about. Just be there and be supportive of each other, even if we disagree, with love and kindness and compassion. And now we are like I said, now we are best friends. So, well, with you, I mean, I have tons of best friends, but you know what I mean? Like, she is one of my best friends now, and I love her so dearly. You too. And there's a few others that I was brought like extremely close to because of this situation, and I'm so thankful for that. Just like Woofy, we have gotten like really close going through some of these hard times together.
Wolfie is such a sweetheart. I love Wolfie so much. I really do. Every time I see her, like, she just constantly supports me and tries to lift me up, and I appreciate that so much. I really do.
She loves you. She loves Melissa. She is one of the most kind-hearted, like genuine people out there, and I'm so thankful to know her. Michael said, I love every one of you like you're my own family, and I wouldn't treat nobody else different or put them down. Oh, that was sweet. Thank you. That's why I couldn't do a channel. I'd be bash crazy if provoked. Girl, it was extremely hard. Like, I lived a lot of my life being super reactive, where I wouldn't even think before I would just, have something to say, and like through becoming mature and stuff, I've kind of backed away from being like that and realized, and even in my own personal life, like in real life stuff or in these situations, it's actually a lot better to not react instantly, to just sit back and let your like emotions settle and then think it through and figure it out. And because reacting with anger and like immediately, that is not going to do anything except for create a show for a bunch of people to watch, you know what I mean? And then give them a lot more to talk about. And I'm sorry, but they will talk so much about stuff that's not true and about a very little amount of stuff. If and I mean the chats, if you give them more and more, then they're just going to continue to talk and bash and ridiculous.
Well, even if you don't do anything, they'll nitpick every single word or get an unflattering picture of you, like a still shot. It took me a long time to even show my face on here because of that. I mean, you shouldn't be
That's
afraid,
ridiculous.
right? You shouldn't be afraid that you're going to sneeze and someone's going to take a still shot and post it, you know? I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's disgusting. Oh, thank you, crazy mama. You're so sweet. Thank you. She's a fellow West Virginian. She's my girl. And it's crazy because you get to know these people in here and you get to care and I don't know, like you guys have brought me like so much happiness and joy and stuff. And like YouTube is special to me. I just cannot stand seeing it like go this way. Tia, you are so right, Allie. You have to pick and choose your battles wisely. Melissa, you girls are both doing an amazing job on panel. Do you want to come up, Mel, or does anybody else want to? That's okay, Nikki. I appreciate you being here.
Tia,
And
I
Brittany,
have
thank
learned
you
that
for
lesson.
coming up.
Oh, you're welcome. I thank you for having me. I really appreciate it so much. I was going to say to Tia, I learned that lesson the hard way, and I'm still learning not to act on impulse and to choose your battles, because that's key, really. Because as soon as you act out of anger, you create a whole nother crap storm. Sorry.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Bryn says, Tia, I enjoy your channel. Makes me think about wearing more makeup. You're funny. You can get more with sugar than vinegar. Absolutely. I'm glad you did this, Alex. Yeah, it really did. And you know what? I think it's important. Like, I'm not here. I don't want to bash anyone, even if you've been awful to me or anything. I wish you all the best. I don't want to bash you. I just want to like continue to do true crime and build relationships with you guys and help people. But I think that when we have certain issues in the community that are, I mean, they could completely destroy our community. Some of these things, we need to talk about it. Team Psych Ward. It bothers me when I see people with a YouTube platform telling lies as though it was the truth, slandering others in the community based on something they have heard. I agree. And I will say, like, when I went through my situation, it absolutely hurt me in many ways, even including like the check I was used to getting every month, which is small. It's nothing really, but I was so scared to come on that now it's affecting my life and like, my livelihood, my children and stuff. That's the truth. This month we got paid for that month, and I made less than half of what I made the 2 previous months, which is not much at all. I mean, literally, you don't make much on here, but I mean, still it helps. And I love to be able to be home with my kids and do this and get to help people. You know what I mean? So it's not that money's the important thing. I'm just saying when it comes to like slander and different lawsuits that you could file, these type of situations absolutely hurt someone. Just like with Lana's situation, I'm sure that the claims against her absolutely hurt her income, her business, and stuff like that. Now, I don't want to get into that at all. I'm just saying, for example, when you go through something, it absolutely does affect you in ways that you wouldn't really understand. Like, think about. You would understand,
Well,
but you have to think about it.
That's another thing, Allie, to mention. Going after people's channels. Like, even though you might not make that much now, as you grow, you will make more. And it does eventually become a business that you can, put your full time and effort into. And just because you're mad at someone doesn't give you the right to go strike them and try to take their advertisers or their channel down, because that's someone's livelihood. I mean,
Oh,
people,
like
girl, I
striking
have
out of
never
anger.
seen this so much.
Sorry, I think we're delayed, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought,
No,
but I
you're
agree.
fine. I'm done. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, striking someone out of anger or like, come on, that is so low. Like, and you can get in trouble for that, by the way. If you can get in trouble for false strikes, like if you try to say someone's like copyright, whatever it is, whether it's privacy, copyright, whatever, and it's not true, you actually could lose your channel. If YouTube would ever, I mean, YouTube's so hard to get a hold of, but I mean, it's possible. And you know what though, Team Psych Ward, that's what I was saying a minute ago when I went through that. My the things that were being said about me, I swear you guys, probably 90 to 95% of it was bullshit and lies, but it doesn't matter because the people in the chat would believe it, and then who they tell and who, like, it just continues to get worse and worse and worse, and it's not even true, and then you have like thousands of people judging you based on something that's not even true, which is the worst feeling in the world. Like, if I've done something wrong, and Melissa and I've talked about this a lot, if I've done something wrong and you're judging me for that, then at least I can kind of understand and I can like deal with it, and I know like, hey, it's my fault, it's what I get, like I screwed up. But when you're judging me based on things I've never done, it's so hurtful because how do you combat it? You can't prove a negative. Like, here's the proof, I've never done that. You know what I mean? You can't. You can't. I think the subs are like are probably like 85% of the problem. Usually a lot of creators, and they'll a lot of I don't know. I don't want to go to I'll take that back. Let me think of how I can reword it. That's why you don't believe it unless you see it with your own eyes. Go ahead, Brittany. If you have something to say, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I didn't. I agree with you though. The subs are a major issue. I was going to tell you,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to hop off, deal with these kids, but I really, really thank you so much for letting me come up with you.
Thank you so much for coming up with me, and I appreciate it, and I love you, and I think you're wonderful, and yeah, thank you.
Oh, I love you too. And everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being so kind. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Brittany. Thank you, Team Psych Ward. Bye, Super Brittany Wolfie said. Well, without the subs, the creators wouldn't keep going, that's for sure. Exactly. And I think the subs are the cruelest part. Not to say that I think some creators don't want their subs to, use their voices. But yeah, the subs are the enablers. Yes. Also, as for the subs, they're trusting the creator's platform they're on, so therefore they're believing them and hyping up the creator. Yes. Totally agree with you guys. Subscribers need to hold creators accountable. Yes, we do. We need to hold everybody accountable, y'all. If you are a person who's been like really mean and said unkind things or been judgmental for no reason, it's okay. There's no reason to continue doing that. All you have to say is, I'm sorry, I got caught up in it. It's easy to do. Obviously, it's easy to do because a lot of people do get caught up in it. And then, you move forward. And you will find forgiveness that way. People will forgive you. You just have to do it. But if you don't realize what you're doing is wrong, then it's just going to continue to get worse. And eventually, people will realize that that has to stop whenever someone commits suicide over it or something else. See, Jessica, that was me. I was caught up, stopped participating. I've apologized, learned, and grew from it all. And that is so special. And it's not easy to do. Like, if you've ever apologized when you're wrong, it actually does take a lot of courage and guts, but it is the right thing to do, and it feels good. And it's the right thing to do. Sadly, it starts to feel like a lost cause. Thank you, Angela. That's brave of you just admitting to it. Absolutely. Thank you, Michael. Hope you have a great day. If you're leaving, it kind of confused me. Hold on 1 second. Let's check here. Hi, Junior. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I guess is there nobody else who kind of wants to talk about it? I think that this is a conversation that we need to keep going with everyone and kind of, okay, let's just say that you have issues with somebody, whether you're in chat or create or whatever. And there is no reason that you can't squash the beef. You don't have to be friends with them. If you don't like someone, don't watch them, don't talk to them, don't hang out with them, don't whatever, and move forward. That way our community can be, used for the causes that the whole community is here for in the first place, you know? And it is not a soap opera. It is people. Yes, it's not drama. It's not entertainment. And I've heard others say this as well. And I guess, it is, as from a viewer standpoint, just drama. But when you're living it, it is so much more than that. It is not just drama, especially what's happening right now. Now, drama would be like, ooh, Susie kissed Brittany's boyfriend, and oh my gosh, oh my God, Brittany's copied Susie's haircut or whatever. Like, that's drama. What's happening right now is not drama. This is beyond drama. You know what I mean? This is beyond entertainment. If you find entertainment out of this, you are sick. You are like no different than the guy from the Saw movies who gets people together and tortures them for his own pleasure. Because what you're doing is getting entertainment, which is pleasure, out of hurting people, real people, with things that aren't even true. Oh, Brittany, thank you. I loved having you up here. Thank you, Shar. You are special and beautiful, and don't ever feel bad about yourself. That makes me so sad. I don't know who was talking about acne scars or whatever. And honestly, I don't really care who it was. All I have to say is that that is not something that you should be making fun of people for. They can't help it, obviously. No one would choose that. Do you think they choose that? That hurts. That really hurts my feelings and pisses me off because when it starts, like, I care about Shar. She's an awesome person who never should ever have to watch these things and feel bad about herself, especially when it's not personally about her. That's what I'm saying with the cross-eyed thing. You go on there and you're making fun of someone because they have cross eyes. You're, creating little pictures of people with cross eyes. And then what? Okay. A percentage of the people watching either have a crossed eye or they have kids with it. And now you're hurting them. Why? Because you're mad at someone? Like, come on. Half of these damn people aren't even creators. They just get on their platforms and talk stuff about everyone. That's not a creator. That's true. Okay. Oh, thank you. I got a tan. I laid out for a couple days and I'm going to do it again tomorrow before I leave because like you just feel better with the tan. Like I was walking around without makeup today, like thinking I was the like looking great. And I never do that. Not that I like hate going without makeup. It's just I'm not my most confident. But when you have a tan, you're just like, oh yeah, looking good today. You can say why you're mad, but you don't have to tear them down to get absolutely. Like if you have an issue and you can use anyone can do whatever they choose, but that's when we have to have these conversations to kind of like check ourselves. And if you have an issue with someone and you choose to use your platform to vent about it and talk about it, that's absolutely okay. But we can do it in a way that's not going to actually hurt people. That's what I was saying just now. Like, it's not even just the people you have the issue with you're hurting. Because when you're making fun of people for whatever it is, whether it's cross eyes, scars, overweight, makeup, hair, whatever, then the people watching that have that same, like, you're making them feel bad. And I'm sorry, but not one of you, like, that is talking like that is better than the people you're making fun of. Matter of fact, you're probably worse because you're the one stooping to that level. Just because they have bad eyebrows don't mean shit. Like, I'd rather have bad eyebrows than a bad heart, straight up. Oh, thank you, Tia. Tiffany, I do tan really easy. I'm so thankful because my mom I get it from my mom. She's half Hispanic and, um, yeah, she gets really tan though. When I was younger, we used to have contests where we would lay out like who can get the darkest this month or whatever. And I would always lose. Like within one day, she'd be tanner than I would be at the end of the month. Oh, thank you, Tia. And you are always beautiful. And everything about you is always on point. And I hope you know that, which I know you do, but I'm just saying. Beautiful. I guess I'm kind of done. Yeah, please go subscribe to Trenda. She just started her channel and it is true crime. It's going to be really good. You guys in this chat have been so wonderful. Do you know like how much I love you guys? I swear mm, I just really, really do. It's okay. Yeah, you guys have just became like my friends and thank you. Oh, thank you, Brittany. If this is going too deep, please disregard what I'm going to ask. What does everyone think about the Friday Night Live parody the other night that happened? I think yeah, we did talk about it earlier a little bit, but all I said was that parodies are fine, they're funny, and a Watts Island parody, like if it would be done about all the creators, like it would be just so amazing. But when me personally, and I hope I don't get a lot of shit about this, but I personally feel like if you're mocking people that you have real life issues with and you're mocking them about, you know, um, if you're mocking them about that kind of stuff, sorry, I got a message, but I think that I don't know. I don't love that. I think that it could be really hurtful and I just don't want to. I certainly wouldn't do that. That's kind of when the cross-eyed thing happened and like I said, that I cried over that. And I don't think it's okay and I'm going to continue to talk about it until I'm blue in the face because I swear to God if my child like if his lazy eye wouldn't be corrected and he was getting mocked and stuff for that, y'all would see a whole different Alex coming out. I'm telling you, for real, because um, didn't like that. Hurt my feelings a lot. honestly. I'm going to play Mandy next time. I'll do better justice. Sorry. Oh, that's okay, Lyric. I mean, I didn't mind to repeat myself. I just don't want to start anything with anybody. I have no problems with anyone. And just because I've seen it in the chat, I will say this. I accept all apologies. I truly do, and I appreciate them. But when they are also so intertwined with my friend, like trying to kind of push all of it onto a friend of mine, I can't comment on it because my friends are important to me and they mean a lot to me, and I couldn't. But otherwise, I I would have probably commented in the chat immediately. But then I felt like, well, I'm not going to hurt my friend for this because that's more important to me, honestly. Hi, Larry. Went to a Jack and Jill party on a farm. If you have to mock or get angry to have to lash out, then the issues are not with the target. Agree with you, Alex. My daughter had a lazy eye. She had to get surgery. Yeah, Bentley's is really like, it's getting a lot better now, but when he's tired, it's extremely noticeable. And I've honestly had another kid that is part of our family that saw him when he was kind of tired asking about it. And I don't think that's okay. Come on, guys, we got to put our foot down at some point and say, look, here's the line, and you are crossing it, okay? That is not okay. I love your thoughts on summer. We're on the same page. Oh, Will, thank you. Will is like amazing at I love his thoughts on summer too because he like snapped me back to reality. He's just so straightforward, but he really made me look at things in a way that I needed to look at them. Because at first I'm looking at him like and instantly judging the family and stuff whenever that's not fair to them. They're going through something that, is any parent's worst nightmare. I feel so bad for them. And I think that, if it comes out that they were involved, if the police, name suspects and stuff, then we can start kind of, but for now, they honestly need our support. And there's a lot of people against them, a lot. And we don't know more than the police. We don't have access to more like information than the police. So why would we think that we can decide if someone's guilty when the police haven't arrested them or anything? I don't like doing that. I think we need to be patient and wait and see what happens. But yes, the Glare and Larry are both covering the Summer Wells case. I had someone in here asking when I was doing my next live on it. So they probably have some stuff happening too. This chat is really the best. Good vibes, good vibes. Awesome incognito. Thank you. I love your name. Oh, Brand, thank you. Oh, y'all are too nice to me. Thank you, guys. You guys are all super amazing people, and I'm thankful for you guys that are in here right now. You are some awesome people who have got me through some tough times. Yes, justice for Summer. Hopefully, I've been hoping and praying that something was going to happen, but it's like everyone's saying like, oh, I feel something's going to happen. I feel it in my bones, and nothing's happened yet. I hope and pray it does. The worst fear I have in a case is that it's going to be a cold case one day, and that is just so terrifying. I dislike the public ridicule Candace is getting. Oh, thank you, K9 Rescue. Jessica, you do. You definitely were in here last night sticking up for him with Whoopi. especially now. And if a YouTuber thinks they find something in a picture, call TBI. Don't go live. If she's alive going on YouTube, hey, that's true. I hadn't seen that happen, but yes, absolutely. I missed it, maybe. Batgirl. My grandson has a very bad lazy eye and also a big head, and people say he's got something wrong with him. Oh, thank you, Will. Just how cruel is that? Like, come on, you've got to get better insults. You've got to like be pissed at someone for things they can fix, you know? If you're pissed at someone for things they can't fix, you're just going to be pissed forever. And what's the point in that? You know what I mean? I just this has bothered me so bad, you guys. That's why I had to go live today. I've spent like about the last week yeah, like a week, thinking about it and biting my nails, trying not to say anything, sitting on my hands literally, but um, I just can't do it anymore. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Rena. Let's see. I'll end up hating my favorite compliment. All right, y'all. I guess I'm pretty much done. I never knew I was cross-eyed till recently. Thank God they told me. I don't know if I missed some, y'all, because I'm like way behind and I hate missing any comments. That bothers me so bad. I want to make sure I read what all of you guys have to say, but I think I missed some. Okay. I'm too sassy, so I have been quiet tonight. Wolfie, I know you are, but that's all right. I love you anyways. Drama is like a drug. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys. I am pretty much done. I love you guys, all of you. I hope that nobody gets too mad at me over this video. My intentions were not to cause any problems. Um, I don't have any personal problems with anyone. The only problems I have are seeing people be attacked for things that they can't change, and people I care about when I'm watching it happen to them. And then when it's, all of that, it's really hard to not say anything. So thank you, incognito every time. What are you gonna do when your channel grows? We'll have hundreds in your chat. I guess I'll have to do that slow chat. I had to do that once. I had 700 in here for that interview with Kiara, and oh my God, it was not good. Like the chat was flinging. People were getting mad because I didn't know how to slow it down. They were telling me, I was like, what did they tell me? I got comments, like I got some bad comments after that. They're like, you aren't meant for this. You need to go find another, job or whatever. You should never do this. You're awful at interviewing. You don't even know what you're doing. You can't even slow your own chat. Well, I'm doing it on a phone, and you cannot slow a chat from a phone. But I mean, yeah. So I guess that's what I'll do. And other than that, I'll probably miss some, but I don't want to miss any. Thank you, Larry. Oh, thank you, Rena, so much. And thank you, Larry. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. And if anything interesting happens in some of these cases, I might see you soon, like sooner than scheduled. I'm hoping to interview Tia really soon. Yes, she is gorgeous and strong and entertaining and smart, and I'm interested. I cannot wait to do that. And then I had a show yesterday. Well, I'll just be honest. I had a show yesterday where I was getting together some psychics to talk about some cases. I thought it'd be really cool to see, like, because they all seem to have different ideas of what's happened. So I wanted to get them all together and have them kind of work off each other. But, I'm not going to have anyone on here that bashes my friends. Sorry. So I'll get it together and I'll bring that to y'all soon. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. And I love you guys and I appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me. Oh, thank you, Batgirl. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Have the best weekend ever. Bye, guys.